UK Prime Minister Keir Starmer is set to announce his plan for compulsory digital IDs today, but is already being slammed for the idea. The BBC says the Prime Minister believes it would help crack down on illegal working and modernise the state, according to senior figures in the government. But before the scheme has ever been officially introduced, opponents like Nigel Farage from Reform UK are in uproar.
So the Prime Minister says we must have digital ID. That's the way we'll stop illegal immigration. Well, think about it. Germany has ID cards, strict ID and checks. It's made no difference at all in Germany, and nor will it here. All that digital ID will be is a means of controlling the population, of telling us what we can and can't do, of fining the innocent. And didn't we see it all when we had the pandemic, when you had to have vaccine ID to travel, to do various things? Did that stop the COVID pandemic spreading? Did it? Hell, all it did was put cost and inconvenience on everybody else. I also worry about massive data banks being held by the government, being hacked by foreign governments, by private companies, by criminals. I do not see a single benefit to the government having digital ID other than them controlling what we do, what we spend, and where we go. And we in Reform are wholly opposed to it in every single way.
Independent MP Jeremy Corbyn has also come out in defiance of the digital ID, saying, "I firmly oppose the government's plan for compulsory digital ID cards. This is an affront to our civil liberties, and it will make the lives of minorities and even more difficult and dangerous. It is excessive state interference and it must be resisted." And comedian and commentator Russell Brand also sent out a stark warning, saying the digital ID is the only beginning of the removal of individual rights.
Right, imagine what they'll do is they'll introduce this digital ID and they're like, it's going to be good migration, it's going to be helpful, convenient, it's going to be convenient and safe. Then there'll be some sort of crisis like a pandemic or a war or whatever. They go, right, unless you've got the digital ID card, you can't access these resources or attend these facilities or whatever it'll be. And then it would never go back to normal. Same as it never quite went back to normal after 9/11, never quite went back to normal after COVID, never quite went back to normal after 2008. They slowly escalate the tensions, legitimise the authority until you don't notice that you're not free anymore. You're not free. You're not able to be who you really are. Indeed, one might even argue that identity politics is an extraordinary pageant around freedom. I want to be something different. This isn't who I am. You better believe it ain't who you are. You were made to love God, and you're being used to serve Satan.
And it seems regular people are also rising up against digital IDs, with an unprecedented almost 500,000 people signing a UK parliamentary petition demanding that digital ID cards not be introduced. But former Prime Minister Liz Truss has found the silver lining to this, saying she doesn't believe the scheme will ever be implemented before Starmer is kicked out of office. She said, "Knowing what I know about government IT, it is highly unlikely that this terrible authoritarian scheme will be implemented by 2029. By then, Starmer would have been kicked out of office and it can be junked."